Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Rachel-Yvonne and today we are talking about 10 things that I believe make up a high value woman, or what I believe it means to be a high value woman. And let me just say this list is by no means meant to be exhaustive. So there are going to be other words and other phrases and other definitions that you can definitely add. And in actual fact, write down some of your own below of what you believe it means to be a high value woman. I also believe that every single woman is high value. Yes. You are high value. I am high value. And being a high value woman is all about how we think, move, and understand ourselves. So it's never about other people. It's always about ourselves. So the first thing I want to let you know is this. A high value woman knows that she was perfectly and wonderfully made in the image of God, and therefore she carries divine power and authority. So everything stems out of our identity. Everything we do, everything we say, everything we believe comes out of what we believe about ourselves, our identity, who we believe we are. And you need to know, first of all, that because you are made in the image of God, you are high value. That is what makes you exquisite, wonderful, and perfect. And one of the things my mom always says this is that men were made out of dust and women were made out of refined dust. So straight away, we are refined, we are quality, we are just so enigmatic and feminine, and those things are great qualities about us. So that's my first thing about what it means to be a high value woman. The second thing is that a high value woman understands that she is the priority. Yes, self-care is not selfish. You better write down those notes right now. Self-care is not selfish. By putting yourself first, I don't mean that you're not compassionate, because we're actually going to talk about that in a few moments. But what I mean is that you know that you cannot serve anyone, whether it's your husband, whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's your children, whether it's your community, your job, whatever it is that you're doing, you cannot do those things if you haven't looked after yourself first. So a high value woman knows and understands the importance of self-care and always prioritizes herself over everything. And that means that you look after yourself body, so the outside appearance, your soul and your spirit. Make sure, what are you reading? What are you listening to? What are the things that you are allowing to come in to your senses? What are you taking in? What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Who are you hanging around with? Those things all add or can lower your value. So make sure you're looking at high value things. You're keeping up things that make you a better woman. That is the goal. The goal is always to be better. And people might say, well, how can you perfect something that's already perfect? Yes, it can be a true thing that is said. However, in life, as I said before, when it comes to our experiences and education, different things, we might go through different situations that change certain things about ourselves. So then we need to increase our value. She understands that she has a mindset of abundance. When you know that you are a limitless being, that there is nothing impossible for you, you understand these things, and that helps to make you a high value woman. Number 3, she is warm, compassionate, deeply feeling and present. Wow, have you ever met a woman and she's just such a warm, compassionate person? And that's what high value means. When I look at high value women that I look at and that I admire, I see that they are very compassionate, that you are kind. A high value woman is a kind woman. She is compassionate. She is able to be in touch with her feelings, and she is present. When you're going on a date, are you present with the man that you're with? Are you present in conversations as you converse with him, making sure that you give him your full attention, that you are present in the moment? And even when you're with your family and with your children and so on, that you're being present and in the room right there and then. Number 4, she sets high standards and has high standards for herself and for others. And this is something that I find that when you start to have standards for yourself and for the people around you, they have no choice but to adhere to those or remove themselves from your life, because you set the standard for how people treat you. How people treat you is what you allow into your life. And even as I look through my life and the experience that I've had with men, with different relationships, with different circumstances and experiences in my life, I understand that it was the way that I allowed myself to be treated in those situations. As soon as you see low value behavior, you should be either nipping it in the bud or removing yourself from the situation. It's very, very simple. And these are some things that I go through in my new coaching program that I'd like to invite you to join, which is called Glam, Glow and Grow. And we're going to be talking about confidence, femininity and spirituality. So let's stay tuned as we go through some more tips here today. When you have a high standard for yourself, when you set yourself in a particular place and have a standard of living, of lifestyle, that is what makes you high value, because when low value people come around you, they instantly know that you're out of their league. I actually had a man not too long ago that said that he was interested in me and he had been admiring me from afar, and then he realized that actually you're out of my league. And I said, wow, thank you for letting me know, because it's great that I have set a standard for myself that even though you might be interested, you know that I carry a certain quality about myself, which means that you won't be able to live up to that standard. So ladies, don't be dismayed or discouraged when men suddenly fall back, because they realize they're dealing with a queen. When people are dealing with a queen, they behave and respond differently. And that's what you need to do. Set standards for yourself and for your life so that people know exactly what you carry and what you stand for. Number 5, she sets herself free to be fully herself, that you are fully yourself, and you also allow others in your space to be themselves. And I remember one of my, an ex of mine said this. He said that one thing I'll say about Rachel is that she always lets me be myself and she doesn't try to make me be somebody else. You see that? That is a high value trait. How many of you try to mold a man, change a man, make him into what you want him to be? No, that is not your job. Your job is to make yourself how you desire to be. And if they don't bring themselves up to that standard, that's on them. It's not on you. That is not your responsibility as a high value woman. Your responsibility is to yourself. And then they respond accordingly. But you know what happened in that relationship? He did change things. He changed how he dressed. He changed certain things in the home. There were things that were changed because he understood, I'm dealing with a high value woman. You see what happens when a high value woman is able to allow people to be themselves? They instantly rise up to the standards. And if they don't, guess what? They can go, because there's always this or something better. Remember that. That's a really great, powerful affirmation that you can apply to your life. It's always this or something better, whether it's finances, whether it's your career, whether it's your business, whether it's romantic relationships, whether it's a house, whether it's a car, whatever it could be. It's always this or something better. There's always more and more. Like we mentioned in point number 2, that we need to have a mindset of abundance. So important that you don't have a scarcity mindset, that you understand that if you allow people to be themselves and you allow yourself to be yourself, that if they don't like it, they can move on, and so can you, because you are high value. So number 6 is that you don't allow anything, you don't permit anything to jeopardize your self-worth or your self-respect. When you have standards, so that goes back to one of my previous points, that when you have standards for yourself, then people eliminate themselves or they change and rise up to the challenge. Do not allow anything to jeopardize your self-worth or your self-respect. And the reason why I can say this is because there have been many situations in the past where I have allowed myself, my self-respect and my self-worth to be jeopardized by my actions, by the actions of someone I was with. And this can have a detrimental effect on your character, on your integrity, on how people see you. And so it has taken some time for me to rebuild that kind of status, but it actually doesn't take that much time. When you disassociate yourself with certain people that allowed you to lower your self-respect and lower your value, then you can remove yourself and you can reinvent yourself. So remember this, you don't allow anyone to jeopardize your self-respect or your self-worth, because you are valuable and you are a high value woman. Okay, number 7. That's where we are. Number 7, she has a full life and pursues her passions. Ladies, you need to be a woman with many passions. You are intentional, you are busy, you are well versed in many things. If you want to learn to go horse riding, then go horse riding. If you enjoy going out for brunch, go out for brunch. If you want to learn a new language, you want to learn a new skill, you want to learn how to trade, you want to learn how to sew, you want to learn how to sing. In actual fact, I actually teach piano and singing as well. So if you're interested in that, do let me know and we can talk about that. If you want to start a business, which I have a course on as well, so I'll also link that down below. If you have anything that you want to pursue passionately as a woman, then go for it. Do not wait for a man before you do those things. Do not wait for anybody to give you permission. Give yourself permission to be creative, to pursue your passions to the fullest extent of your being. You know, that's the difference between high value and low value, I believe as well, is that when it comes to a high value man, he understands that you as a queen come with your own set of passions, your own set of guidelines, your own set of desires and goals and dreams. And you know what? A man that tells you that he wants to help you make your dreams come true, that is a high value man. And I've had men say that. And you need to also know that you are worthy of that, of a man saying to you that actually, what do you want to do, Rachel? A man that's truly interested in what you have to do. What can I do to make your dreams come true? That is such a powerful statement, and only high value man will be able to say that because he will have the means and the ability to help you in your career, your business, or whatever it is that you'd like to do for yourself. Number 8. So we're at number 8 now, just 2 more to go. She does not adjust her values and her boundaries to suit men. She has her own opinions and communicates them well. So we talk about the art of conversation, being able to communicate your values, communicate your boundaries very well. Let them know what you're putting up with and what you're not going to put up with. You're able to communicate your feelings, your attitudes, and how you feel about certain things and your values. You need to make sure you have a list of core values that you believe about yourself, that you believe about your lifestyle, and have strong boundaries around those things. If you don't believe that you should pay bills in a home or things like that, then commit to those values. If you would like to have children and you're with someone who doesn't want children, commit to the values that you carry for yourself. Do not move your boundaries to suit a man. There are men out there. It is a scarcity mindset to believe that you're going to have to just be with this man because, oh, I love him. No, this is why you must commit to your own self-worth, your self-value, and what you know God has described for you to do in your life, your pursuits, your passions, your dreams, your calling, and your vocation, all those things. You need to have very strong boundaries around this. Now, what I'm not saying is that we can't be amenable. Of course we can be amenable. But overall, what are your core values? If you don't have those things, then you will be swayed by anything. You'll be like, oh yeah, we'll do whatever you want to do. We'll go wherever you want to go. You need to commit to yourself. Commit to your dreams, commit to your goals, commit to your standards. And you know what? I just want to make a reference here because in the coaching program that we've just launched, we are going to be going through these things to make sure you stay committed to your true desires. What are your true desires and how can you see them manifest in your life, including where you want to live, your lifestyle, whether you want to have children or not, your business, your relationship, your marriage, all these kind of things we are going to be getting into in the coaching program. So make sure you check the link down below and sign up to join us as doors close on the 22nd of June. Number 9 is that she is fully in her feminine, how she carries herself, her appearance, her attitude. She is not one of the guys, even in the way that she walks and the way that she talks, okay? So you're not one of the bros, you're not one of the guys, you're not going to be the way that you behave, even if you're hosting a, say for example, when Super Bowl comes around and there's a Super Bowl party at your house and you're the ones hosting it, you can still get involved and be excited about the game without acting too masculine. You can still stay in your feminine, stay in your girly ways and still enjoy sports. That's not, the two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. The way you walk, there is a certain way as a woman that we walk with a sway in our hips, and that helps when we wear heels. That's why wearing heels is important, which I mentioned in my other video that you'll see here, where we talked about dressing femininely and about wearing heels and so on. So in the way that you walk, the way that you talk. And I also did another video that you can see here where I talked about how you can speak in a more feminine way. And so when it comes to this, like, you are fully in your feminine. A high value woman is fully in her feminine. She understands that her job is not to be, we are, you know, when it comes to being with men and when it comes to being ourselves, God has made us different on purpose because we carry a certain quality that a man doesn't have. We have our femininity, they have their masculinity. So a masculine man, a high value man, is very much attracted to a woman who's very well and strong in her feminine. When you understand how to look after your body, how to wear things and colors that really look great on you, style your hair in the most flattering way possible, wear makeup in a very tasteful way. And it's funny, when we talk about makeup, a lot of men say they prefer no makeup, but what they really mean is the natural no makeup look. You know, the way that you see like celebrities sometimes do their makeup for like a red carpet looks. You'll see it's a very natural glow, soft waves in the hair, and so on and so forth, a natural pink color on their nails and things like that. Those are the things that do really attract a certain quality of man. And you know, whatever you do, make sure you're staying true to your boundaries and standards. So maybe your standards about yourself are different to mine, but the things that I describe are things that I consider as my standards, as my boundaries that I have about my appearance, the way that I think, the way that I talk. And that's what it means to be truly feminine. And one of the qualities of a high value woman is that she is in her feminine. She knows when to lean back. She doesn't force things. She allows things to flow, but she also understands that there is a power in being intentional. Okay, so we're not saying that we're just going with the flow. We know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly where we're going. However, we kind of do it in a fluid form. So we do it in a way that it doesn't seem like it's forced, but it is intentional. There is a difference. There's a balance to be had that can be had in that feminine masculine walk that we're in life. And finally, number 10, a high value woman has great social skills. High value men, they tend to be men who go to galas and award shows and events and concerts and surround themselves with other high value people. So when you're in the room with other high value people, you need to be able to conduct yourself in a great way. You're able to articulate yourself well, hold an intelligent conversation, and keep their attention. There is a value in that, in knowing what's going on in the world, having great social skills, having great etiquette when you go out to eat, and these things like that, able to show kindness. That's what we talked about earlier, about being kind and compassionate. So as a high value woman, you are able to conduct yourself in all sorts of situations. Your ability to speak, your ability to have great conversational skills is really important. He needs to know that he can take you with him when he goes out with his, when he goes to a dinner, an important dinner with clients, or to an award show. You know, when you are asked to be a date to a gala and events and things like that, and they want to not just have someone who's pretty on their arms, which is important, but they also want to have someone that they can actually introduce to their friends, introduce to high politicians and officials and things like that, and moguls and, you know, important people around them and their family. They want to have someone they can introduce to their family that won't make them look stupid. So their families, their mother in particular, isn't saying, wow, she's crazy, like, what are you doing? Could you imagine? So these are my 10 qualities of what I believe it makes up a high value woman. And as I said at the beginning, this is not an exhaustive list. There are many other traits that we have as high value women. And if you have any more that you'd like to add, then do comment down below and let me know if there's any more traits that you believe that you are aspiring to be, or that you carry, that also make up a high value woman, because I love hearing from you as well. And don't forget, you can join the Glam, Glow and Grow online coaching program, which is going to be my 8 weeks immersion mastermind, a group program where I'm going to be doing coaching calls with you every week for 8 weeks. We've got some exciting topics to cover. We're talking about igniting our femininity so that we can manifest all of our desires, because guess what? I believe that you can truly have it all, that whatever lifestyle you want, you can manifest it and bring it into the now. We're talking about confidence, femininity, and spirituality. Those are our 3 main key areas, and we go through this in our 8-week course, and you can join us. The links are down below, and I'd love to see you in there. Until next time, I'll see you again. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.